Brilliance Audio presents Now, Then, and Everywhen by Rysa Walker. Performed by Kate Rudd and Eric G. Dove.
Richard Vere tips back the last of his drink and looks me directly in the eye. You need to relax, Tyson. A minor mistake like that isn't going to have a ripple effect. If it had caused so much as a blip on the timeline, you'd have gotten a message from Angelo. And you wouldn't be here right now. You'd be back at HQ working with a cleanup crew to undo whatever you did. Believe me, that's what happened to Armin, the music historian who preceded me. Did they fire him? Yep, reclassified as manual laborer. I think he's on a water reclamation project somewhere in Australia now. Richard manages to hold a straight face, but only for a moment. No, they didn't fire him. He finished out 14 years and retired from fieldwork, like anyone else. He's off teaching somewhere now, raising kids, living the good life. I'm just saying mistakes do happen from time to time, but they'll let you know. And they'll work with you to fix it. No message means nothing happened. He's probably right. Had I triggered a major change, something that had altered the timeline in any way, I'd have found a note in my Chronos diary instructing me to return to headquarters. Even a small change, some tiny wrinkle that smoothed itself out in a year or so, would have earned me a warning. There was nothing like that in the diary, so I probably do need to relax. But it's reassuring to have confirmation from someone who has a few years' experience under his belt, especially when I've spent the past several hours being lectured back in 1963 by the woman who owns the diner where I'm working. Ida has no clue that I'm a time traveler, but she clearly thought my mistake was a very big damn deal. Big enough that I was sure she was going to send me packing. That would have meant scrapping the project until I could scout out a new location in a different town. Not the end of the world, but also not something that I want to happen. I've taken a few day trips on my own, but this is my first major research trip without a supervising partner. And the very last thing I need on my record is a disaster that would require a cleanup crew. Or worse yet, a retraction. Retractions are rare, but the one historian I know who was in the middle of one says they really mess with your head. You get saddled with double memories, where one side of your brain remembers making the jump, but the other side remembers spending that time back at Chronos. And if you have to retract a series of jumps rather than a day trip, you spend a week or so in the isolation unit to avoid spreading double memories to other historians you might run into in the halls or at meetings.
Maddie. Bethesda, Maryland, November 4th, 2136. I scoop up my purchases and say, "Have a good one." Did people actually say that in 1929? I have no idea. So I hurry back to the alley and pull up the stable point that I set earlier near the work shed in the backyard. I can see myself, Jack, and Alex talking near the garden plot, so I skip forward until I disappear, add another 10 seconds, and blink in. Jack and Alex are still staring at the spot where I was standing. "Over here." Poor Alex startles so badly that I feel guilty. "I'm sorry, I should have set another point closer to the garden."
"Where the hell did you go?"
he asks.
"Yeah, 1 second you were right there and—"
Jack breaks off and looks nervously toward the shed. "New York, 1929. I bought snacks and reading material." Alex stares at the newspaper. He's gone so pale that I'm a little concerned he might pass out.
"Okay," he says. "I don't know how you did that disappearing thing or where you got this paper, but the joke's over. It's not even that original. Everybody thinks it's funny to pull a time travel punk on temporal physicists, but our lab is one of the top research facilities in the world. We've made some progress, more than we usually let on, to be honest. But we're nowhere near this level, so this has to be a stunt."
"It's not a stunt."
"So, you found a time travel device, one that only you appear to be able to use, buried in your backyard. Let's start with an easy question. Why would anyone bury it? I'd think dropping it into the ocean would be a wiser choice if you wanted to dispose of it and couldn't just disable it."
"True, but I don't think it was a person that buried the key. And the thing actually did drop me into the ocean yesterday, which was the first time I used it."
"Actually in the ocean?"
Alex asks. "Yes. When I came to, I was on the beach with a teenage girl trying to resuscitate me. The date was October 12th, 1906.